Dropping my glasses. Dropping my glasses.
You don't need them.
I always take them off. And then I'm told I hide behind my glasses. So starting to not hide behind the glasses. Okay, quick sip. Hi, welcome to Unique Minds of the Okanagan. I'm Rob O'Day, and we are on location in Penticton with Christine Nash, a very talented hula flow artist. How are you doing?
I'm awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I don't want to grab the wrong hand, so thank you for having me.
Thank you
Hey,
so
buddy.
much for coming too.
So why don't we start off by where you're from, who you are, and how you got to where you are today.
Well, my name's Christine, and today we live in the sunny Okanagan, beautiful Penticton. When I was 16, I was in a car accident, and I lived through a brain injury. I don't know what to say.
That's okay. Overcoming, so like having a brain injury is car accident, right?
Yeah.
How did that affect, at what age?
Oh, you're such a good boy.
I forgot to ask, at what age did that happen?
Yeah, I was 16.
So 16. It's a very young age to go through such a traumatic experience to be able to come out on top. Because you... he's gonna go, One second.
Herbie, come on. Rude. Come on.
Puppies. So, 16 years old, you had a car accident which led you to have
A brain injury.
a brain injury.
It's a marmot. That's what it was.
So that led you down a path of finding where you are today, which is now a hula flow artist.
Yeah, I always knew I didn't want to go to the gym, and a way to exercise was the hula hoop. So for many years I waist hooped, and then when my friend Rochelle got into hula flow, I had to fly with her. This is the best thing ever.
Hula flow, can you describe what it is for people who don't know what hula flow is?
When most people think of hula, do I look at that one?
Yeah, you can look
Okay.
at that one.
When most people think about hula hooping, they think about waist hooping. So you do always have to put that in, but more than waist hooping, it's manipulating the hoop, and everything that they do with the hoop, they know how they did it, so they can explain it to you. So there's so many hula flow artists out there willing to share their knowledge and create a world full of flowers.
I love it. So when you first dove into hula flow, what attracted you to it? Like, what drew you to being like, this is something I want to do and excel at?
Well, it was attractive because your mind is constantly trying to think about how to do the move, and there's a big community, so you can connect with so many people that share their skills and knowledge and inspiration and support. It releases positive endorphins by starting the day. Like I actually take my hula hoop with me everywhere I go, and so 6 a.m. when Herbie's up, he's telling me it's time to go, and we spent all winter hiking to the top of the mountain, and now we're going down to the beach, and I'm having to give up my right hand right now, so I'm able to do some left-handed hooping, but on the beach there's some picnic tables and I can practice foot hooping.
Foot hooping.
Foot hooping.
Because you can use your entire body when it comes to flow, right? It's
Yeah.
not just your waist. And like, you see videos online of people who could do it, and what we take as just a kid's toy that we've always been brought up with. It's like, oh, it's for your waist. There's some insanely talented people out there, including yourself, who tend to have made it something completely different. And it's like, from an outsider's perspective, it's almost not confusing, but intimidating and weird, because it is such a unique thing, right? I like hula hoops, but I never thought of like what you can do with it. And then you can see it, and it's like, it's awe-inspiring almost, of what you can do with a hoop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
a plastic circle.
Yeah. So like, what was it that really was like, I can make an art out of this, that drew you into it?
Yeah, I saw everyone completing art with 1 to 6 hoops, and I wondered how I would get past 1 hoop too. And 1 hoop can create art. There's so many things that you can do. So I've been just totally blessed to be connected to all the right hula flow artists that share their knowledge and create tutorials.
Because you were mentioning earlier before we were on camera that you have tons of different hulas, but you've also been sponsored, right?
Yeah.
How was that experience? Like, usually sponsorship comes from like guitar players or athletes and stuff like that. To be a hula flow artist that's sponsored is like, for me, there's an understanding difference where I'm like, how do they sponsor? Like, with a sponsorship, what comes with it? Is it just
So you're truly an ambassador. I'm sponsored by GeoRev. I'm allowed to say that.
Okay,
right?
that's awesome.
GeoRev hooping. If you're looking for a hula hoop or trying to get into a different form of exercise or something that's going to put a smile on your face, then GeoRev is the place to go. A local Canadian company that creates hula hoops, and a sponsorship is really an ambassadorship to promote their brand, and it does entitle me to some free hoops. some of the newest ones that I've just received here.
I love it, and the fact that you have to do it with one hand too. So when they're giving you, because you were mentioning you have one that completely lights up and stuff, so like hula's, it's moved up, like it's changed quite a bit over the years, which is, I find entertaining. That
I shouldn't be doing this.
It's become like, it's almost a sport. You know what I mean? Like, it went from just like a kid's toy when we were growing up as something to do for fun when your parents kicked you outside, to being like, it's almost a sport where you're getting sponsorships, and like, there are competitions around the world, and it's really cool to see how specific things evolve in our society, I guess it is. Because for me, hula was always something that we did as kids, and then I saw that there was a small portion of it that was at raves and with the EDM scene, and I think that really kicked it into high gear, as people being like, hey, we can do more with this, the moment that it was kind of like became a dance form, if that makes sense, because it is almost a dance.
And there are a lot of hoop retreats that you can go to beautiful, magical places, and they have the whole place booked so that you could take advantage of yoga and then the hula different courses, and then they pamper you on wherever you're going. Puerto Rico, there's so many hula flow retreats, and then so many amazing artists that work with them. And I've never been to one, but I finally went to a workshop in Kelowna.
Oh, nice. How was that?
Amy and Flo. If anyone's looking for a awesome teacher, Gypsum Rose, she's amazing.
That's awesome. Are then they're local from Kelowna?
Yeah.
So see, it's cool to see that it's become like a giant community almost. That like with the, like there's conventions and there's competitions and sponsorships. It's, how does one get into choosing to do it as like a living or a profession or take it from a hobby to more of an art form? Like, what is the
Yeah.
transition from that?
You'd have to buy insurance and
Yeah.
network with the gym or a place to go. The next thing I'm going to plan to do is actually have some flow art in the park days while it's warm out, and invite the community to try it out. And from there, you build a community. Find the people that do want to learn. A lot of my hula flow artists are already seniors, and they're working with their senior centers to teach it and share it. So I'm just trying to get brave enough, but this year I'm busking. I got a license to busk at the city, and
Do you need a license to busk?
Yeah.
To do
Yeah.
hula?
well, to busk for anything that you want to do. And so I applied for
guess.
hula, and and I can't wait to get out there.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
How big of a community in the Okanagan is there of hula?
Well, most of my hula flow artists live on the other side of the world, like Australia, New Zealand, and the Czech Republic, Germany,
Oh, wow.
the UK, and then I'm starting to meet. I have a really good friend, Willow, from Chicago, and I've met a lot of other hula flow artists from Chicago and
Is it bigger in the
in the
States?
U.S. Yeah, I
And,
think
like-
so, because it's a lot of circus performing, and
I guess I never thought of that. I guess that is kind of a that's why I'm super excited to sit down and talk with you, because you've got like the history and background of it, and it's kind of it's a very, because it's something I never really knew of until we were
you're
speaking.
such a good boy.
He is amazing. That is kind of, it's intriguing to me because it's so unique and compared to me, because being a musician, I don't think of like hula as being like, I think of it as a dance or like a workout, but it's so cool to see that it's developed into almost like this underground culture that's thriving in its own ways.
And really, I didn't dance. I didn't learn to dance. I don't have coordination. And I felt like when music was playing that I couldn't be involved until I found the hula hoop. So if someone does feel uncoordinated, they may fit right in with a hula hoop. And when I tell people I can't dance and they watch me move with a hoop, you have to move to the hoop, and that's maybe its own coordination that's here for the people that aren't coordinated. So
Did it help with like, so with the accident, was hula almost a cathartic aspect with the way you can move your body and just let your mind kind of just go blank and you just flow with it?
yeah, it's like breathing, and I couldn't slow down for yoga. So it's actually the perfect way to move and breathe at the same time and concentrate on a routine of moves.
And as you progress, do you find that you want to challenge yourself in further ways? Like you were mentioning that there's one, but then you can work up to like 6. Like, who's done the most amount of hoops at once? Like, are there like,
It's everyone's
built up?
journey is going to be different too, because someone could be happy with learning isos and folds and escalators, and then there's wedgies, and then chest rolls and back rolls, and ways that you can incorporate a back roll and a wedgie at the same time. So I became a wedgie girl, and every single wedgie variation is
I love it.
the move that I want to learn.
that's so funny. I love the
So-
terms.
Yeah. So my friend Violet, like, we're connected, because if she sees a wedgie tutorial, she's sending it to me, and if I see one, I'm sending it to her, and then in the next week or two, we both have it in our flows.
Love that.
Like, and then you're connected to the person that taught it to you. So it's a real precious connection and a precious community, and awesome way to spend your time. I'm encouraging anyone that's looking for something extra to do to pick up a hula hoop or make their own.
Yes, because you do that too, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah, my husband supported me so much, and he's done all the hard parts, and then I just do the taping, create hula hoops. But so it costs almost as much money to buy a professional one. So if you're serious about it, then you get the good one.
What determines the value for a hoop?
Well,
Like how is that based?
this is a Poly Pro, and it's perfectly round, whereas the ones that we make, when you use laboring supplies from like hardware stores, they're not perfectly round.
Okay.
And then these ones also have the perfect connection so that they could come apart and be condensed. You just push the button.
They can. Oh,
So
I didn't know that. I thought it was. So
I
they can
actually
separate.
usually don't take it apart though, because once it's my hoop, it's my hoop.
Right.
And
It's attached
it's
to
gonna
you.
fit. Yeah, you can pack it like this everywhere you go.
Are there
and-
different sizes?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
do they get really
the
big
sizes.
and really small?
So these are kind of small sizes, which I was getting these to start juggling with 3 or 4, and
That's
the
cool.
bigger the hoop is, the slower it moves. So when you're learning, you want it to move slower, so you start with a bigger hoop.
Okay.
And then they even make sectional hoops. So if you bought one that was maybe 6 sectionals, when you got ready, you could move it down to 5 and then 4
Okay.
and change the size that way too. But really, you just buy another hoop. Like,
Yeah.
you realize that you need this one for that and this one for that.
So do you have like specific ones that you prefer to use for different?
Well, I'm
techniques, I
just
guess?
in the learning stage at 3 years too, so I know I'm not going anywhere with this. And
Well, never say that. You could. You never know, right?
I'm like, so my first size that I got was 33/4, and that's a thicker hoop. And then I thought, oh, I did want the skinnier ones and maybe a bit bigger, so I got 31/5/8, and then those had grip tape too, so they help for different things. And then it's bigger, so it moves slower. So, but then now I'm doing 4-hoop mandala flower that I learned, and you need, like, you don't have to have 4 hoops the same size, but that's best. So I thought, do I want the 31/5/8? No, my favorite ones are the 33/4. So I'd say right now 33/4 are my favorite.
It's kind of funny how they have like,
But
it's
these
almost
are
like bats for baseball, right? Like they have different sizes.
26/5/8.
That's
And that's kind of small, but for doing ISOs,
like isolations. That's what
yeah,
that means.
it's called an isolation. And the small term is ISO.
I love it. It's so weird.
Look at now, I'm even doing it with my bad hand.
Yeah, don't do it with the bad hand. Don't hurt yourself. This is kind of cool though, because like that is how do you go about choosing, like, are there routines with it? Like when you learn a certain technique, is there like, with singing you have to practice the same notes and do your scales and practice and warm-ups? Is there like specific warm-ups, or does your body naturally like, okay, I can do this without having to like warm up wrists or
Well,
arms?
no, we should warm up everything. I was even learning that in the workshop too, how important stretching and warming up is before we do any moves.
Because I'm wondering, because it's a lot of movement, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't even get off the couch without pulling my back sometimes now. So like, I'm like, it's cool to see it being like, I'm trying to find the perfect term for it, because it's almost like a sport, an art, and a workout all at the same. But it's like, what is that word? You know what I mean?
because it's a workout of your brain too. When people start learning 2 hoops and you put both hands one way, but then you're supposed to put the other hand the other way, and then people say brain twisters, and really, like, that is your brain trying to
Like trying
like,
to do 2 different
the
directions.
The only thing I can imagine that is when you rubbed and patted, and that was hard. or switching it around. And now that's what I was practicing. 2 hands, 2 hoops, and then just, it's called a butterfly. So 2 hands one way is an iso flower when you start moving it in directions.
Okay.
And then if you get the iso flower and then you can stop the hoop and spin it the other way, that's called a butterfly.
Wow.
And use the bounce of your knees, like so many things that they teach you. And then, so my friend actually, Rochelle, she worked with me a couple weeks ago and helped me actually grasp the understanding. And my other friend Doris from overseas, she sent me the tutorial and was helping me grasp it. And then 2 weeks later, I did it. Like, I practiced. So my motto is 100 times twice a day, and that's for muscle memory and for the practice. And if you only get it twice of the 100 times, at the end of 2 weeks, it's 100 times twice a day for 2 weeks. At the end of 2 weeks, you start getting it more than twice. So
I like the
it's
way you
worth
say
it.
that, because like for me, when I'm writing lyrics and memorizing them, it's always 18 times.
18.
After you've done something 18 times, your brain has memorized it. But like you said, it's muscle memory, and you just have to continue to practice that muscle memory, whether it's your brain or your body. And with something that's physical, not physically straining in the sense that it's heavy, but because you're doing motion and movement at a constant thing, it's very physically demanding and mentally demanding, and it's a kind of, it's tricky because it's like, it's growing, it's not, I don't want to say it's new. Like hula flow is not new at all.
No,
But it's
very old.
evolving into something so progressive and different
But
now.
all these moves that we did, people did before
Mm-hmm.
learning of it. So people learned it before they had teachers of it too, like years and years ago. So
Like, cause there's videos I saw, we were talking about earlier, where like this guy was doing isos with rings with one hand, but they're all moving in separate, like all three were moving in different direction with one hand. And my brain could not comprehend how it was happening. And it's
100 times twice a day, he
right.
figured it out.
Yeah, and I think that it's like, it's kind of awe-inspiring that we can take anything and create some art or sport or magic out of it, whether it's a ring or a piece of glass. Like, it's mind-blowing what the brain can comprehend and create. And I think that it's like coming from somewhere where you've had to deal with traumatic experience and to overcome that and become this like inspirational force, this driving force, because like your energy is extremely addicting, I guess. Like, you are such a happy person and it shines out of you so well that it would be cool to see, like, because you're injured, we can't get a full demonstration, unfortunately, because I would love to get a full
Trip
demonstration.
restriction.
Yeah, right. So
Left-handed.
it's kind of like to experience the art in itself that's behind hula flow, where most people probably would think of it as like, they wouldn't see the artistic aspect in it because they'll see the dance in it, but not like the spiritual artistic
and more
element.
than what I want to do, and why I take my hoop everywhere I go and practice my 100 times twice a day as I'm walking, because I want to show people that you can fail too. And that's where the laughter comes out. Like, you can laugh at yourself or laugh with others. It's so fun. So everyone has to get a hoop.
It becomes addicting. That's what it is.
Yeah, I think everyone needs two, because you never know when you meet someone and you have to hand it.
It's true, right? And that's the thing too. It's a very, like, all I do, I'm like, I'm gonna break something if I do it. And I'm surrounded by glass. I'm way too clumsy for these.
Drive the bus 9 till 3.
This is how I drive.
No, but it's inside grip.
Oh,
Drive
yes.
the bus 9 till 3, and then
It's so cool.
the hand.
With it, so globally, is it Are there like massive competitions?
So
Or has it evolved to that point?
no, I haven't seen competitions. It's the hoop retreats where people go
They just have
to
giant-
learn and
Okay.
network and
Because you see like
share.
breakdance competitions and you see
so
poi, like with fire spinning and stuff. You see like huge gatherings of it. But no, I guess not competitions is the word I should say. But
there is world hoop, like international competitions, because our friend, like my friend now, came to Peach Fest and performed, and he was a 3-time world hoop champion, and now he's the 4th. This year he won another. So somewhere there's some hoop challenges.
see, that to
I
me
just
is
don't know.
mind blowing. Because like,
Yeah.
what would that look like? Like, what's the skill level to be in a competition where you're like competing to be the world's best?
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, he works with 13 hoops. So you don't
I
just
can't
stop
even
at
work
6.
with one. He's got 13. Man, that's insane.
Yeah.
That is so. When you're creating your hoops, too, do you do like how do you go about it? Like, what's the process like? Are you buying a hoop and then adding to it, or are you creating from scratch?
Like when we make our own hoops, we make them from irrigation tubing.
Oh, cool.
And then you just get the connectors and drill little rivets in it. So ours aren't like these; they don't come apart.
Mm-hmm.
And then we tape them. And the fancy tape is what attracts people to hooping. So, like, I still have my first hoop, the first hoop, and I bought it. It was too small. She said you need a bigger hoop because you need to learn first before you. And then she said if you get it, you're good. You'll like. She said I don't want to give you a big head, but if you get it, you're an expert already. And I got it.
So, see, that's the thing. Is like, do you think that? I wonder if what you've dealt with in life has kind of led to how you're coordinated, like the way you can coordinate your hands and your body, is because of like overcoming the accident and being able to like your brain works.
Yeah, rewire your brain.
Yeah, like we were talking earlier. It's not like
Relearn. Your brain relearn.
yeah, and you learn it in a different way that most people may not. Like we were talking about earlier, like how I've had to relearn many things to help myself through stuff. But do you find that it's helped you become, I don't want to say more coordinated, but do you think it's like, do you find it, you coordinate with it better than most people would because of that?
Yeah, maybe. I actually think it does give you confidence. Because, like, every single time you grasp a trick, the elevation that you get, it just takes you to another planet. Like, I always say that nirvana or beyond the clouds, like, it feels so good. And then tomorrow you learn another trick and you forgot that you just learned one the day before. And then all of a sudden you look at the video and you're like, I forgot about that one. And you can replay it, like relearn it. So you can bring the elevation back too. But honestly, the moment you finally get a trick, when you get it, like, it feels so good.
Mm-hmm. I know exactly that feeling. It's like the moment you hit the end of the song and everybody cheers. And you're like, okay.
You made it.
You know, yeah, it's just that sigh of relief and just like, it just feels so good. And like, I don't know how to phrase this, but like with dealing with hoops, you're dealing with a total different amount of physics than other people have to deal with their art, right? Like most people don't have to deal with physics to create art or to do something. Do you find that like when you're hooping and doing hula, that you're connecting to like that force that's moving, that kinetic energy, because you're becoming a part of it when you're doing your flow, that it's like almost creates like this spiritual aspect
Yeah.
that's very like soothing to the soul?
You definitely connect spiritually and to the earth, and really we should do it with our feet off, like, or our shoes off and our socks off, but It's huge. Yeah.
I find
A plastic circle that has no ending, and you're on it, I'm on it. We are all somewhere here. Julie taught me that 2 weeks ago.
So where do you see yourself pushing it to? You're just saying you wanted to put on.
Yeah,
Like
some hula flows in the park.
Yeah.
And people in this community have already asked for it and would follow me anywhere I want to go. So I'm just trying to get brave enough to say we're going to Skaha or we're going to Okanagan Lake.
You ever thought about doing like workshops? Like to teach kids how to do it, or like elderly people who would want to do it as like a healthy outlet instead of having to do.
Yeah, that's
like
a lot
yoga
of my
and stuff?
interest is from seniors.
Okay.
Yeah, so it would be awesome to network with the senior center or even group senior homes.
Or what about like physio? Do you think that it'd be a good form of physio for specific people who have had like types of injuries that are that make them not so mobile, because it is a very mobile movement based kind of thing.
And it gives you the laughter.
Because I feel like there's so much possibility, not just in the art form behind it or the entertainment form, but in the physical and like the health aspects of. Most people don't want to be like, the older we get, we have to be healthy, we have to be active, and we have to take care of ourselves. And I feel like dance, yoga, and those kind of aspects of life seem to be what we always gravitate when we get older. Like, we start to do yoga when we're older, and we start to eat healthy, and we start to do things that are like, what do they call it? Tai Chi and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I wonder if,
yeah, we should get hooping.
Yeah, I wonder if in time it'll evolve to like where we're all doing hula flow in our 80s and we're all healthy. You know what I mean?
I just learned this move at the workshop too. Amy taught me this. Like dancing in your hoop. Like that, which I've never even thought about doing that because I'm not a dancer.
And it'd be cool. It's like,
And now I can balance too. She'll be so proud of me.
So with moving from, because you're sponsored as a hula flow artist, so how did that come about? Did you reach out to them, or did they reach out to you due to the content that you're putting out?
Yeah. I actually, Caroline, she's amazing, and I always told her that she was, and I know my friend was sponsored by her too, so I reached out and asked what it took, and that's what she talks about, wanting to be the best Canadian hoop company, and she makes amazing hoops. She's an amazing hoopsmith, and I want to help her with that. So she committed to me, and I committed to her.
I think that's a beautiful thing, because like when we're talking with Mike about specific clients that he's had that were like more of a spiritual connection versus like a commission, like the one with the grieving lady, those kind of things really make it more valuable than anything else. And like, I think as an artist, as a creative, and as somebody who is an entertainer, we kind of have a duty to be the best we can and to provide like a safe space for people to learn. And it sounds like the community behind Hula Flow is extremely accepting and inclusive. But I'm curious as to like, how big globally is it?
I don't know.
Right? Like, I'm curious, like, how big is the hula, like...
So I follow a couple hula flow artists that have 50,000 followers and 20,000 followers, and that's what they are, is hula flow artists. And
Wow.
artists and showcasing their art, and then I follow 3,000 people and 17,000 follow me back, and out of those 3,000 people, any of those people could be from could have 50 followers to 8,000 before they start. So there's people following them, but I definitely know that there's 3,000 people out there in the world that are creating moves and tutorials and sharing their skills every day.
So you went from 800, and you were like, my goal
is
1,000.
1,000. No, I want to go live.
And
I've
then,
never went live.
And now you have 17,000?
Yeah,
Is that what you just said?
1,700. No,
I thought you said 17,000. I was like,
No.
oh my, that was a quick
people,
growth.
like I do follow a couple hula flow artists that have a lot of followers.
Well,
so
that's so
it's
cool.
out there. Like people care about them. And people care about me too. Like,
No, that's awesome. And I think that it's just such a unique, I keep trying to think of it. It's like the only time I've ever seen hula being utilized as like a form of art or dance is at raves. And I feel like that's probably where it would have grown into what it is now, where you have these like insanely intricate moves. And like
you
with the
want to do them at
rings.
night with the light up hoops for sure.
Yeah.
But you have to learn during the day with these ones.
Right? And I'm sure there's been many times. Like, how long have you been doing?
3 years I just
3 years,
celebrated. So it's my 4th.
So that's not like, that's actually pretty good.
short time.
Yeah, it's a really short time to become, like, to be dedicated in what you're doing and to make it where you are so far. Especially with something that's like super.
Yeah, I'm
like,
uncoordinated.
Like me too. I'm not very coordinated. I'm good with my hands, but the rest of my body is like a blubbery whale. I'm just not there. So it's like I'm trying to like put myself in your perspective of like I would be smacking myself in the face constantly.
Well, I just saw the video today, like Forest Flow and Midlife Finding My Fit. Both of them. One of them videoed the other, and she smacked herself in the face. And we share the bloopers because it's real. Right. It's real. You're using your hoop, and it creates laughter.
Yeah, and I think that's like, this is where I'm super intrigued with what the community is behind it, because almost all, like, every community that you're in, whether it be musicians or you're a painter, like, they're always going to have the people who are super supportive, and you're always going to have the people who are so big that they don't even have time for you. You know what I mean? And it's
well,
hard.
In hula flow art, it seems like you don't come across someone that
that's what I was
doesn't have
gonna
time
ask.
for you.
So I was going to see is like
They all care. Like really, all the people that taught me, I always thank all the teachers and reach out to them. And sometimes I've even come across people that said, I've even wondered if it's worth carrying on. And your little comment. So if you're a hula flow artist and you see something you love, say it. It's like anything, like people need to know that their actions are valued too. And it's like behaviors too. So you share the move and then share the tutorial, and other people run with it too. So our community keeps passing things around.
How long has hula flow, like, as what it is now, been around for? Like, not as like, because I feel like it definitely blew up over the last 15 years.
Probably over the last 15 years. But before that, like, a lot of my friends are circus performers. So they did hula hoop and learn about silks and the art form with that. And
Silk is
and
so
then they're
cool.
carrying on with hula flow because there is so many manipulations that you can create with it.
Is that what it stemmed from? Was
I don't know.
was like the circus culture, and then because it was a form of entertainment in the circus culture, it kind of moved into the dance music culture? Because this is where I'm like, it's such a unique, and it's almost like it is super young, because relatively it is an art form or a dance form. It would be super young. 15 years is not old.
Yeah, some of my hula flow artists are rollerbladers, the other skates,
Okay,
like roller skates.
yeah.
Yeah, and so they had ways to exercise and create art.
That's kind of cool. To add, do they do it at the same time though?
Yeah, yeah. That's why I'm like,
not coordinated enough for that.
so what I do, and last year, because I have lots of my friends in Australia where the ocean is, and paddleboard, and so I kayak. It's a stand-up kayak, and last year I did figure out how to foot hoop, so I got foot hooping on this kayak. But I can do an ISO,
So you're-
or a smear, or I don't know. I don't want to hit the camera. Elbow hoop. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna hit the
awesome.
camera.
It's so cool. So do hula flow artists also work with rings? Or is that
Yeah.
a totally different thing?
I'm actually gonna get a lollipop ribbon.
Okay.
A rainbow lollipop ribbon is coming out this month, and I'm getting one, and so my flow is gonna include the lolly ribbons and hoops. But everyone that gets into the art form wants to try something else. So there's fans, there's silks, there's silk fans, and then just fans, and then poi, and
Fire spinning.
yeah.
Fans, I'm pretty sure my friend Brandy, we interviewed her brother, and he's a pop and lock dancer, and he has a dance crew, but I'm pretty sure I just saw her doing fans at a festival.
In Kelowna.
I can't remember where it was. Outside of, within the region around here somewhere, but it was the first time I've ever got to see her using, or maybe it was the ribbons, I can't remember. She did this really cool thing where she like caught it behind her back, and it was just like, it looked like water. And you're like, it's where I'm like, that's the art form that I love how it
Yeah.
evolved from hulas as kids to being this like extremely intricate dance form that people are just starting to realize can be so appreciated. And it's been in this underground little pocket of raves and music festivals, and it's finally coming out because like we all know Cirque du Soleil has it, you know,
Yeah.
like you said, circuses have it, but to see it in a
park.
or at like for example, we're gonna have them dancing at our hip hop fundraiser that we have for our festival. So like incorporating them where it's like you have an artist dancing with that to the music that another artist is creating, and it just becomes this like beautiful
Yeah.
masterpiece or painting where everyone is adding their colors to it, and I love it. Like that's what I love the arts community, because like you take a hula hoop, which when growing up we thought was just something to do as kids as a toy, and to turn it into a dance form or a complete movement still just is mind-boggling to me that we can, as human beings, can create whatever we want whenever we want, and something out of it can come that we never even thought of. Like stained glass, like glass. It's a piece of
Yeah.
glass, and masterpieces, or hulas that become dancing, and like you're talking about silks, and I'm like, that's one that I've always really was fascinated with, was watching when they're like wrapping themselves up and come down. I'm like, that's
Yeah.
terrifying to me.
Yeah.
That's terrifying. I can never put myself in that position, like comfortably.
Yeah, but they know what they're doing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because once you know what you know, you can do what you do.
Right? And that's kind of, I love the fact that you want to go and inspire, because I feel like that's a very valuable thing to do in a day and age where most people are worried about like, look at me, look at me, look at me. It's like, no, look at you. Here, let's see what you can do. And it's kind of, I feel what's lacking a lot in specific arts sectors. So there's a lot of music, like specific arts that can be very cliquey, or can be, this is how it's done, and you can't break out of that box. And I feel like art is not meant to be like that.
No,
Any form of art, whether it's acting, dancing,
sharing.
speaking, yeah.
Sharing.
that's-
Like the mushroom game.
Yes.
Like Like share
So
it with
cool.
the world.
It's
Can't
so
be
cool.
the only one.
I can't wait to see you guys do that.
Yeah.
I'm so
And
excited
David
for that.
Attaboy is the one that organized it for the world to partake in one day event.
Who is this?
Like the Yum Factory and David Attaboy.
Okay.
Yeah. So today it's June 14th or this year, 2025 is June 14th. And
That's so cool. That's so cool.
it's unbelievable.
How is so Penticton's? Is there a big flow scene here, or are you trying to? Is that what you're trying to build?
Yeah, I'm trying to create it.
Perfect.
I'm trying to show that every single person's a flower. They just have to pick the hoop.
That's perfect. Well, I think that's a good thing because like community, I don't think people will ever naturally gravitate towards doing it unless they see someone who inspires them. Because like I'm guilty of never being like, hey, I think you could pick up hoops and do something cool that's like, whoa, you know what I mean? So
if you saw the hoop, you wouldn't pick it up and go, whoop,
no, that's probably what I would do, and then I would act like a ninja for like 2 seconds, and then I'd be like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah,
right?
Muff says that you teach the weave, and then the hand spin, which is this way.
Around.
But once you do the hand spin, you do the halo. And so then you halo, and then you grab it and go to the weave.
What's crazy is
So
when you
that's
have like
beginner moves.
2 of them going at the same, almost like poi, right? When you have them like wrapped around your hands and they're moving. There's some
Like this is the
really
weave with
intricate
2
things.
hands, but I'm not actually spinning it like that, and then.
Okay, so it's like poi.
So
and,
yeah,
and
you
the
can
motion
do,
that
like-
you're actually moving your hands.
So you learn it with one hand, and then you learn it with the other hand, and
It's like
then you learn
over
it
under
with both
over
hands.
under.
That's called the
almost.
2-beat weave.
Okay. It's so intriguing to me because my aunt, so like growing up, my aunt spun fire and taught us how to do poi.
Wow.
So like we're raised around that, but I'd never seen hula. Like it's intriguing to me. What besides doing?
That's a new move to me. Woo! And I'm just playing around.
Besides hula flow, what other aspects from the community do you add to it? Like, do you do poi as well?
No,
just
no, I
hula?
haven't tried. I honestly said I'm only gonna hula hoop because it's my passion. I'm not gonna pick up fans or silks. But then when I saw the rainbow one, I said, if a rainbow silk crosses, I might even get a spin star. If someone out there sees that they want to sponsor me with a rainbow spin star,
What's a spin star?
I might flow with a spin star. But
What's that?
but my wonderful friend Jamie is making me a lolly rainbow, and I'm gonna be flowing with rainbow lollies right away here.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
Yeah.
So we're gonna dive into actual showing of it here in a bit.
Yeah,
But I want to.
I wished I had a routine because I've been thinking about coming up with one, and I just think I'm learning all my moves that you just show everything you got.
Yeah, and it doesn't help
so
that you
I'll
hurt
just
yourself
show
too,
everything
right?
I got. I'll show everything I got with my left hand.
Right.
Everything that I've transitioned in my mind from my right to my left.
I'm trying to like picture what you could do. Like my brain's kind of running at the moment about what potential like possibilities there are with flow in the community, and it's kind of intriguing because you could do so much with it. Especially like you're saying, Peach Fest, your friend came, or he came and he was like a champion, right?
Yeah,
So
he's a
like
champion.
workshops are like a very cool thing to see. Like, and that's why I think it's awesome that you're trying to start them. Like kids would be naturally gravitate towards it. I think. I feel like children and elderly people would be like super inclined for it, and I think that it's like the perfect way to like link that gap.
I volunteered at the SS Sicamous a couple weekends ago for their regatta, which is their birthday celebration, 111 years old, and
Oh, okay.
and I hosted the game, the Hula Hoopers, and I did it last year too. So all year, kids were afraid to try it, and they waited all year. Like their parents came to tell me that their kids waited and asked, oh, I wonder if she's going to be there. So I had so many, like, and really it doesn't stop just at kids, but teenagers too, and adults and seniors. Like everyone wants to try a hula hoop if they're encouraged and it's in the right environment. So I am really hoping that hula flow in the park, like starting with next weekend when we do the mushroom hunt, we're going to have a barbecue in the park. And so I'm telling everyone, look for the hula hoops. Like you're going to come flow with one.
That's
even if you
awesome.
just try one move. It's the best.
Yeah, and I mean, like, you got to start somewhere. Like, there's always got to be that one person who's willing to. I always say this, and when we're at shows, when we're hosting a show, is like, it takes one person to start the mosh pit. And then everybody's down to do it. But it just takes that one person on the dance floor.
I know. Actually, I always go because of my brain injury, I don't need to stay up late. So if I'm going to events, I will go earlier in the day too. And so I go when people don't feel inclined, because really they're too shy. And people have come up to me afterward and said, thank you for getting up there, because seeing someone dance and move
I think
does encourage you to go.
And I think it's people are very, like, self-conscious about putting themselves in front of other people, mainly for the criticism. Like, I think it's the weirdest concept about artists, musicians, painters, is that, like, our whole goal is to entertain people and make them happy. But we're so focused on what they think versus what we can offer. Yeah, and it's like, I think that...
I probably won't get anything done, because even when Mike's videoing me, I always fumble every time the camera's out. And then when people are watching, like you could walk and try it 100 times and it works, but as soon as you know someone's looking.
I like to say Murphy's
So
Law.
my heart's crazy. Oh.
What can go wrong will go wrong always, whatever situation it is, and being able to, like, flow through that is probably, like, the easiest thing in life to try to overcome. It took years for me to overcome worrying about what people thought, and, like, what they thought about me. And it really, like, when I realized that it didn't matter, and I just make art, and I make music for myself, and I make music and art for people who will enjoy it.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to make it for everybody. Not everybody's going to like what I do. And that's totally reasonable. There's like 8 billion people on the planet. You know, like, not everyone's going to like what we do. But I think the people that really gravitate to what we do are the ones that really are important. And because there's 8 billion people, we're not going to please everybody. Not everyone's going to like what we do. But the small communities that we build are so valuable.
Yeah, I'm just going to love all the people that much more.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's, like, what really matters at the end of the day. So, like, the hardest thing is, like, an artist is, like, that social media thing. Like, my goal is 1,000, because when I hit 1,000, then I feel like I've accomplished it.
Well, I can go live, which I'm too scared. I'm not going live now. I could have went live at Peach Fest last year, and I didn't even do it.
Right, and it's like, that's just a weird thing, though, because that's how we're, as artists or performers, like, it's how our brain is being wired, is that we have to have a certain following, or else we're not good at what we do, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't really care about that. I just want to love the people that I love, and find the flowers. Like, if you say a flower is a flower, like,
I love it.
But a flower, so I'm fine. I'm looking for all those flowers out there in the world, and I'm connecting with them and sharing the love.
That's awesome.
It really is.
It is, because it's a lack of love in the world right now. I think we can all agree on that, and to be able to spread love to everyone is a very amazing thing.
That'll be my first move. The hula hug.
I love it.
Yeah, Deanne Love taught me the
Genius.
hula hug.
That's
and now
awesome.
everyone calls it a body wrap, but I always think about Deanne because she taught it as a hula hug, and I learned it like right in 2020 when people needed love and hugs.
That's
Yeah.
that's
So I
cool.
actually learned that before the hula hug. I learned it before hula flow, before I got into that. I was a waist hooper, but until 2022, May 2022 is when I started hula flow. And it's because my friend saw someone doing shoulder breaks. I didn't think I could do them, but look at Hoop with Kate. I got shoulder breaks. Ow!
Love it. And see, I love what I really appreciate about you and your flow is how happy it makes you.
Yeah.
I think what shines off you really vibrates with the world and what you can be if you just have fun with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Take it to work, take it back to work, back from work, to the park, to the mailbox.
take it everywhere.
Yeah.
I remember being a kid and walking around with a guitar constantly, just because if you love something, you always bring it
Yeah.
with you.
People are like, "Oh, there's no room in my car." And I'm like, "It's okay cuz I just sit it right there right beside me."
In the car?
Yeah, like it'll fit. Like people are like, "Oh, it won't fit in my trunk." It's okay. Like you just get in the car and it sits right beside you, and really it rolls in the door. Like so, I tell everyone that wants to buy one, like you can take your hoop everywhere because it'll sit right beside you. Even if people say there's no room for it, there's room. And even if you take it, but then you put it like this, you wear it like a purse. Like when you need to behave. That's what I say, like when you go in a store and you need to behave.
When you need to behave. Love it. That's hilarious. Hey, buddy. Hi.
You're a good
So
boy.
when it comes to hula flow, is it hard on, I don't want to say hard on the body, but it's a workout.
This is a scar from doing a chest roll, and it was before I learned the open palm chest roll. So I didn't have that much control, but it went over. And I put so many like teeth through my lips from chest rolls
Oh, really?
onto your lips. And so, yeah, and then, like I said, my friend just bonked herself. Like when you do spinning like this, sometimes it might go like this, and then it might go boop. So there's so many things. You just have to laugh it off. And
Are there metal hoops? Like hulas that are metal?
Oh, in the circus, they actually make really big ones, and then they stand in them and roll like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to try one when I saw one. Like, I could have tried it, but then, I saw what, like, when you're in the big metal hoop and you're going to the ground with your, like, you can't have your hands that way. You'd have to put your hands out like that.
on your palm.
So I was like, oh, because your feet, it wouldn't matter. Like, your feet
Yeah,
would
they're
just
flat.
go. But I was like, oh, you could run over your fingers. I'm not going to try it.
And they're probably pretty thick too, those bars, right? Because if your feet are being able to, that's insane. It's I think I really want to dive into the history of where hula flow came from. Like, 'cause
Yeah.
I've heard of it, I've seen it online, but I've never like.
When you actually read about the history of hula hoop too, like it was about a money thing, and someone made it and like tried to make money, and then it died in the 50s. Like it just came out, or the 60s, it came out and died, and it's because, well, I found when I was a kid, it was discouraging because you had to be good to waist hoop, and so you gave up because you couldn't do really anything. But if someone would have told you that you could
Do it with
just
your hand.
ISO like that, and then ISO with two hands.
Yeah.
And it's just an ISO. And then if you learn the ISO, you just smear it and do the same hand connection. Well, that's a cool move. And then my friend taught me the continuous smear, 2 smears. And
love
like
it.
that's just simple. And then you go up, figure eight ISO. Well, that's using your muscles. Woo!
And that's the thing, is it's not like it's a
And then twist, ISO twist. Down, twist, up, twist. And going outside of the camera.
it's so,
No one's going to know how, but at least they know it's called an ISO twist. Just YouTube it. Hula flow, ISO twist.
I love it. It's definitely a unique thing. I don't know how.
It is-
I,
It's so fun.
it
I
is.
call it my passion, which so many people said so many things. It releases your positive endorphins, like, and then it gives you good feelings by learning new things. I can't remember. It increases your heart rate, so we all need more heart rates up.
I definitely like it's definitely like a physical thing. And it's not like
Yeah.
it's like I was saying, it's not like going to the gym physical, but like that repetitive motion and you're moving with your body.
And running after the hoop, it becomes a cardio.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you drop it, and especially if it goes down the hill.
I was gonna say, yeah, just like when you're a
Like,
kid.
I
like,
live
no! Just booking it down.
Yeah, I try to get it before it goes.
Don't hit the highway. No, it's true. So moving, like, what do you see yourself doing in the future? Like, do you see yourself wanting to get to a point where you can go to those like competitions, or do you want to be the teacher, or
Yeah, I feel like people ask me all the time too if I teach lessons, and I do on the spot because I have the hoops with me, and I know I can teach you something. So I want to be a teacher. I want to inspire people. There's other ways to move, and if just meeting someone and learning it from them is going to inspire them to move. Ultimately, there is a whole world of teachers online already, so I don't know if I need to be a teacher, but if someone needs me, I'm going to be there for them.
I think there's never such thing as too many teachers,
Yeah.
because every teacher's got a different way of teaching.
Yeah.
And in your way of teaching might click with somebody on a better way than the other people. Because like I'm a terrible learner. Teachers could not teach me. I could not understand things and comprehend them and put two and two together, and specific teachers were really good at unlocking that with me. And I think that kind of goes with everything, whether it be art, music, education, work. There's certain people who are able to make you love what they're doing enough to want to do it, versus being like, oh, I have to do this because it's the cool thing to do, or it's what everybody else is doing. And I think that those teachers who are able to really connect with the children or the youth that want to do it, that are scared, because there's like a very intimidating factor in learning a new art form or trying to pick something up. I'm
But
terribly
don't
guilty
give
for
up.
it.
Don't give up. Like, we can all keep trying.
I think
And that's what
proved
we
that,
all
right?
we all share too. That you don't just want to try it once. Like, that's what I tell people 100 times twice a day. If you tried anything 3,000 times, you'd be good at it. So don't just give up after you try it 3 times or 10 times.
Yeah.
Like, do a session of 100, and that's the cardio. That's where the cardio comes from. And then once you start adding a chest roll into it, the running cardio.
It's true. I find it, like we were already talking about a little bit, you're sticking to hula flow, but do you think that you'll get to a point where you're like 9 hoops in and like this magic going on? Or you do what's your top number that you think you would want to get to?
Well, so right now I have to get more hoops. I need to get more hoops so I can learn splits, 6 hoops. And then mainly I need to get better at leg hooping on one knee, because one would be here, one would be on your waist, one would be on your chest, one would be on your neck, and then 2 on your hand like this.
And you're just going them all at the same time?
Yeah! So I got the 2 up top. The splits, here we come.
Love it. That's hilarious. Oh, so good. I'll have a sip of water, and then I'll double check where our time is, and then we can potentially get a quick little demonstration. So what we'll do you want to do it over here?
Sure.
I will grab the camera and we can do a quick demo so people can see what we're talking about.
What's going on? Oh, like that, but that wasn't right. Okay. Oh, I can't do it with the left. Okay. Now it goes. No.
Hard to do with your good hand injured too, I bet, hey?
Oh, I was just playing with these. I don't even know what. Oh, it went like this, and then. Like doubles is something new for me.
Okay.
Oh my God, did it in the house with 2 pieces of glass on both sides. Double chest roll to double hooping. Double elbow hooping. Let me see if I can get these breaks in. Come on, Rochelle. Yeah! I got him! Ah! I can't even believe it. My friend gave me that tutorial at, I messed up, but she gave it to me at New Year's. So it's not easy to learn.
I can't imagine it's easy.
Oh, she gave me the tutorial with a single hoop. And then I just started playing with doubles. So I realized, I've got to use it with my left. And now I can do it with both.
That's so
And then this is sort of a move that I can do without my hand, like elbow hooping. I should be doing something else now. I should just drop a hoop. So, ISO, which I should be using this hand. And then if you use double ISO, like that. And then that's the figure 8. ISO twist. So the ISO was the first move I learned. And I left it behind because it was boring. Then I had to come back to it, and it was so hard to hold the hoop up. This muscle needed to be built, and it took 11 months. So when people say they want to give up after one day or one session of trying, I worked it for 11 months to do this, like to be able to make it look like it's floating.
That's amazing.
And then
that's a long time just to learn.
I wish I had a little bit more room.
We could.
That's called an escalator.
Okay, so it's switching.
So you flick, 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 and then you put your hand up to catch it. But I know as soon as you flick and you let go, you protect your ear. That's how I was taught with the tutorial. And then this is just playing with it back down. So I learned that up escalator. And then over time, you can go down. Now that would have been into wedgie, but I have no room.
So what is a wedgie? Because every time you say it, I have to giggle because the immature 10-year-old in me.
It's not actually a wedgie. You put it right here. So you put it right here, and then you go back and forth.
Okay.
And then, so that's the wedgie. So, and then this is a wedgie tunnel.
Wait, what?
Tunnel. And then, we can even get the karate in here. I hope I can do it. Ninja kick. Yeah! Ooh, that's so cool. Maybe a little mermaid. Come on. Little wiggle, mermaid. Maybe I return it back to wedgie this way. Caught it. No. Recovery. Yeah. No.
Just so much glass inside
Okay.
too.
Okay. That's for Violet. It was a recovery. Kick up. And then down. So there.
It is like
So that's
watching,
the escalator with my right. This is my left.
watching you do it. It is way more physical than I thought it was.
Yeah.
The movements that you have to physically, your whole body's going.
Yeah.
And
It's so fun.
It looks really fun, but I'm like, there's no way I could ever do that. I'm not that coordinated.
You'll get there. So my husband, I can't do it in here.
I'm like, I'm surprised
He's
you're able to do
roll
what
it
you
from
are.
here to there. Kick it. Back to back. Kick up.
That is awesome.
In the house. Woo!
That is hilarious.
See, because if it actually rolled and I kicked it off my thing, it pops up like 10 or 20 feet.
That is awesome.
And then you catch it, which I have. It took me like 4 tries to learn that.
That is so
like
cool.
Somehow the guy did the tutorial and I just got the line to go like that to that. And it's so cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah, I did that and then a whole bunch of my followers learned it too. Like everyone learned it because sent the tutorial around to everyone.
That's so cool. Wow.
So arm hooping or elbow hooping. Pass, and then I can pass here. With a small hoop? No, it didn't work. 26-inch. Yeah!
I'm just absolutely astonished at the fact at how close you are to
Glass.
so much glass.
Mike can't see it. He'd be...
No, it's just, and you're able to nail it. Like that's mind-blowing to me.
Gonna be having a discussion about it.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I'm quite confident with some of my moves now.
That is awesome.
Because I've done them more than, like, it's 3,000 times just for the muscle memory. And then to actually get good at it and make it look smooth, I'd say that's another 2, 4, 6 weeks at least. Like, it took me 11 months to learn this one. So
That's crazy.
it's crazy.
That is cool. Oh, wow. I'm sitting here now, I'm looking at it, I'm like, it's extremely physical and mind-blowing.
Yeah, and I do it 8 hours, 3 hours,
Every
5
day.
hours. I do it everywhere I go. And when I get up, like, so take the dog for a walk for 45 minutes and I have my hoop with me. Like, usually he's off leash, so I can just hoop.
That's awesome. Well, I want to thank you for doing the conversation, first of all, and
Thank
showing
you for
us
having
this.
me.
That was absolutely incredible. Get you to come sit down so we can do the sign off together.
Oh my God. I feel so elated and honored to be able to be here and speak my story and share the art and expose hula hooping to the world.
Thank you for having me here. This is, like, when I heard hula flow, I was like, I have to dive into this because I have friends who dance, like I said, but I was like, I've never met somebody who's like, I'm a sponsored hula flow artist. And like, when you hear it, honestly, you're like, what does that even mean? But when you start to see it, you're like, whoa, like, that is physical. I could not do that. I can't even walk, like run for 5 minutes, let alone dance for 8 hours with a hula on me.
That was my sport, running. I couldn't play volleyball or basketball or hockey or baseball. I was too small and not strong enough but I love to run. And then, so this is the best thing to running, I guess.
I guess that is, yeah. Well, I want to thank you once again. I don't want to
Thank
grab your bad
you.
hand.
Thank
you
you
for having
so
me and
much.
telling me your story. You are inspiring and you're an amazing person. You've got a beautiful energy about you, and Mike was right.
so
You're a unique soul, a unique person, and it's really cool to sit down with you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me here, and we'll definitely be in touch again in the future with you guys.
Okay, I can't wait.
And we will catch you guys next time.